Hey, what's going on, everybody? So, doing something a little different here today. I'm making a video of the top 5 scariest creepypastas. No sleep too. I think at least one of these is no sleep, but really, what's the difference? Um, uh, I listen to creepypastas quite a bit. I listen to them pretty much every day. Usually when I'm driving, sometimes when I'm working. Most aren't very good. Um, if you're familiar with our channel, you know that I'm a big fan of horror and pretty much nothing scares me. So these are 5 stories that really, I wouldn't say they all scared me, but they're definitely the best, and I put a lot of thought into this list. None of these are mainstream either. Everything that you're seeing in this picture right here, none of these stories are on this list. One of them is fairly mainstream, but for the most part, they're all pretty unknown. All right, so coming at number 5 on the list, we got Does Anyone Remember Channel 42 by So Lonely 200? Narration by Mr. Creeps. I'll post a link for all the videos that I listen to, the narrations, and all the authors in the description below. But I call this one Stitches the Clown, and after you listen to it, you'll know why. But this one is kind of like if you're familiar with lost episodes, what those are. It's kind of like a lost episode creepypasta blended in with a when somebody finds like an old VCR or an old tape recorder in their house, and then they watch it and there's something spooky on it with like a little bit of a horror occult twist put into it. If I remember right, it's got a bit of gore in it, so if you're interested or not interested in that, that's there. But it's a pretty good story, and it's one of the only ones that I can think of that has multiple narrators. It'll make more sense when you actually listen to it. All right, coming at number 4, we got the Volsok Chappelle Theory by Mat Chichu. I think I pronounced that right. Narration by Creepy Ghost Stories. This one and Channel 42, I was really in debate about which to put in spot 4 and which to put in spot 5 because they're both really scary and they're both really good. I put Volstok Chappelle above because there's one spot of this one part of this story that really made me go, whoa. And I'll spoil that for you a little bit later on. But this is your classic experiment creepypasta. Most people are familiar with the Russian sleep experiment, which that was it was all right, I guess. I mean, it really wasn't. It kind of sucked, honestly. I thought. It's definitely overhyped and overpraised and overrated. I think every experiment creepypasta I've listened to, besides the Russian sleep, was better. But this one is about they're trying to put God in an animal's body, and it doesn't go that way. Now, the part I'm going to spoil, I'm going to spoil right now, so go ahead and skip ahead till you see the next image in this video if you don't want to hear this. But the story starts out, we find out one of the scientists was part of this like insane psychotic cult when he was a little boy, and his little brother was actually beaten to death by their father because his little brother didn't bow low enough before dinner or something like that. And so, as they're going, when they put quote unquote God inside one of the animals, they put it inside of a monkey. And so they're experimenting with a group of monkeys, and the monkeys know sign language and stuff, and one of the scientists knows sign language. And so once the monkey is possessed, it's signing "where brother" to the scientist who can understand, and the scientist is signing back, "You don't have a brother." And like it keeps doing this for several days, "Where brother? Where brother?" And then one day, all of the scientists are standing in the room with the monkey, and it signs "Where brother," and it points to the scientist whose little brother was beaten to death, and it signs again "Where brother," and it points to him again. It was like, oh, that part was pretty cool. That's why I put this at number 4. All right, number 3. My dog was lost for 3 days by Chewingskin. Oh, this is a good one. This is one of the first creepypastas I actually listened to, but that's not why it's on this list. Most people know this story as "My dog was lost for 3 days and it came back, but what came back wasn't my dog," or something along those lines, and that summarizes the story right here. There's nothing more I need to say. The dog was lost. The dog came back, but it wasn't the same dog. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to say about this one. Definitely listen to it. I listened to the Mr. Creepypasta narration, but there's quite a few. All the narrators I listen to, I think, have done this story. But it's a really good pasta. It's definitely worth listening to. This is one where if I was in that guy's position, I would be shitting a brick. I'd be terrified. Okay, coming in at number two, we got Anasi's Goatman story by Anasi. I don't know. I've looked for this author multiple times. This story originally came from a 4chan paranormal board, I guess. So maybe this is a true story. This actually happened to somebody. I don't know. It's really good though. I listened to the Mr. Creepypasta narration. I'm sure there's dozens of narrations out there for this story. This is the only mainstream one on this list, like I said earlier. If you type in, top 10 best creepypastas or scariest or whatever, this is probably on most of those lists. Yeah, it's pretty scary. Basically what happens is a group of friends go camping. There's 12 of them, I think. But then the main character of the story starts to notice a 13th person. But then the number goes back to 12 again, and then it goes up to 13 again. He's like, wait, what's going on? And then one of his friends tells him the story of the Goatman in these woods. And yeah, it's really good. I said earlier that not a lot scares me, and not all these scared me. This is one of those stories that scared me. Um, yeah, it's really good. It's one of the first ones I've listened to. I think it's the first creepypasta I actually liked. I actually thought was good, and it's definitely worth a listen to. I really had a hard time deciding between putting Goatman at number one or putting this other story at number one, because for the longest time, Goatman was the scariest creepypasta I'd listened to. But this next one is, it's definitely scarier, and yeah, I feel bad putting Goatman at number two because it's just so good. But this next one, I think it's better. Okay, number one, The Hidden Webpage by Jared Roberts. Narration that I listened to was Dark Somnium. He did a really good job narrating this one. So this one, I can't tell you about this one. I could sit here and spoil the whole story based on what I remember from it right now, and it probably wouldn't make any sense. But there's just so much to this story. And it's one of these stories that's just gonna make you go, what the fuck? Multiple times you're gonna say that. It starts out, a girl sends a guy an email or a link or something to a website asking him if he remembers the hole. And stuff happens from there. I can't even explain it. There's just so much to it. Jared Roberts has written multiple stories, and he says, I am the author of the most mystifying stories on No Sleep. And yeah, that's true. That's damn true. I've read, I think, all of his works, and they're all really good. He should put them all into a book. Jared, if you're listening to this, put all your stories in a book. I'll buy it. But yeah, this story, I put this above the Goatman because when I watch horror movies or play horror games or listen to stories, I always try to put myself in the shoes of the narrator, in the shoes of the main character, if the story's good enough, And in every story where I'm putting myself in the position of that character, I'm thinking, how would I survive this situation? How would I do things different from what they did, In the Hidden Webpage, I don't know what I would have done. There's a couple spots in this story where if I was the main character, like, I think I might have cried out of fear. just because of the situation and what was happening. It's just, you have to listen to this story. I can't do it just. Like, it's probably the best horror story I've ever heard, and that counts books too. Like, it's amazing. I can't, like, just, I'm not doing it just. You just have to listen to it for yourself, or read it for yourself. It's pretty long. The narration, I believe it's about 2 hours and 15 minutes or something like that. So yeah, it's a longer one. So when you have the time, you have to give this one a listen to. So yeah, that's my list. Scariest creepypastas I've ever listened to. I'm sure there's others out there that are really good too. I actually have a playlist that I have saved called Good Creepypastas, and I think I have 20 on there out of all the ones I've listened to. And keep in mind, I listen to them every day, pretty much. So yeah, if there's more that I listen to that are really, really good, I'll probably make another video like this. If I listen to one that's scarier than the Hidden Webpage or close to being as scary, I'll definitely make another video about that. I might even make a video analyzing the Hidden Webpage, because I really want to listen to it again and try and figure out that story. But anyway, that's my video. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of these stories. Let me know what you think of this video. And I'll talk to you all later.